Okay, we're just going to replace the electrolyte gel in this chlorine probe. This is a CLO probe. It measures free chlorine. Um, Normally, you're going to have wires connecting it to the controller, so you have to do this at the controller. All you're going to do is take it out of the flow cell. This cap right here screws off, and it should only be hand tight. Don't use anything other than your hand. It comes off. This particular probe is new. It's not going to have gel in it, but under normal circumstances, it's going to be full of old gel or water or gunk. It needs to be cleaned out. This you can wash at a sink. You can just rinse it out with warm water. This only use warm water. Don't brush it. Don't use anything on it. These are gold electrodes. You can damage them extremely easily. So be aware of that. So to fill it full of gel, we're going to set the probe aside for a moment, and we're just going to fill up this cap. Now, you should keep this cap, if you still have it, it comes with the probes. And there's a very good reason for that. It's because you can pop it in there like that. If you don't have this, you'll have to use a clean piece of paper, a clean piece of cardboard, clean piece of plastic. Just use something clean, because you got this hole and you got to stop it up. In this case, I'm just going to be using the cover that came with it, and now I'm going to fill it up with gel. Make sure your gel is not expired. This one is expired. I'm only using this one just for demonstration purposes because it's expired. The important thing to note when you're filling this with gel is don't get any air bubbles in it. Air bubbles. The way I like to do it is I fill it with gel and I'll suck the air bubbles out if I get any. But if you practice it, you won't get any. Stick that tip all the way down into the bottom and just slowly let the gel fill up. You're going to overfill this. You want to overfill this. That's good. You don't want any air. You have to make sure you get no air in the cap. So I'm just going to put it down in there and slowly fill it up. I like to fill it up about 3/4 of the way. That is too full, and that's fine. I'm going to stop there. Pull it out. Now I'm going to inspect it. Looks like I did a good job there. I don't see any air bubbles in that one. Once you get practiced at it, you'll do a better job at it. But like I said, if needed, you can suck the air bubbles out like this. If you do have any in there, you can also tap this. You can take a break and come back and the air bubble might rise, but you don't want air bubbles in it. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to screw it. It's going to make a mess, but I'm just going to screw it onto the end of this probe. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I leave the cap on. If you're using something like a piece of paper, it's going to be awkward and difficult, but it's still not too difficult. So I'm just going to make a mess here. Now, like I said, you want it to be hand tight.
There's a rag behind you.
It doesn't go any further. You can't turn it anymore with your hand, and it's done. You can clean up the excess if you want. You'll notice a bunch of it came out there. You don't have to. You can put it right back into the flow cell. It's just an electrolyte gel. The flow cell will wash it away. If you'd like to, though, you can wipe off the excess. It's not going to harm anything. The important thing to remember is don't touch anything to those gold electrodes. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to make sure it's tight. And that's it. We're done. I'm going to put this back into the flow cell and we're good to go.